What's up, man? It's your big brother, K-Rino. Look, I'm not a financial advisor, financial guru, none of that. But I can give y'all a little practical tips on how to live a little comfortably, a little easier based on your income and your intake. One of the biggest mistakes we make a lot of time is practicing bad spending habits, um, doing what is known as living outside of your means or spending beyond your means. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people make because we know that there are different levels of income. People make this amount, people make that amount, some make a lot, some make a little, some are existing somewhere in between. But if you set up a uh, program that fits your situation, then you may not have to struggle as much as you do. But it starts with understanding where you are. It starts with understanding what your intake is and how to live within that and not try to step outside of that based on trying to uh, look the part when that's really not who you are, or also based on an appetite that you may have for things, material things that you might not be able to afford. You might not be in position right now. And that's not to say that you won't get there at some point in your life. You know, you should always be striving to improve, but at this moment, you might not be there where you can go and get this particular car, or you can eat out this many times a week, or things of that nature. Your rent or your mortgage might be this amount when you really should be operating somewhere around there. And you find your comfort zone financially, and then that allows you to rest comfortably in that pocket and save a little bit. And then you can weigh your options on if you want to do some investing and all that type of stuff, man. But don't jump in the deep water when you really can't swim like that. And that's what it boils down to. I got a friend of mine that told me one time he does pretty well. You know, he's pretty good financially, but he told me that he was kind of going into a strain because he was spending. Listen to this. He was spending $2,800 a month at restaurants, just going out to eat with him and his family, spending $2,800 a month, and that blew me away. And I'm like, man, that's a lot, man. That's a lot to be spending just going out to eat. And because what you have to do is calculate that for the whole year. And when you calculate that for the whole year, man, you're looking at 12, 13 grand. Y'all do the math. I don't know, but that's my guess. 12, $13,000 a year just going out to eat. When you have to exercise the discipline to say, well, no, we're not gonna go out to eat like that. And the other question is, where y'all going to eat? Because y'all going to some high end places with a small family, and you know this ain't a family of 8, 9 people. It's like 3 people. So when you calculate all of the money that you spent unnecessarily throughout a year, man, it would blow you away. You know, I've done it. I've looked and said, man, even in a month, and just like, man, I just ran through that money. I just blew that money, um, and you feel bad about it because sometimes those were things that you could have actually done without. It's all right to treat yourself every now and then. It's all right if every now and then you just want to splurge here and there, but you have to have a system set aside to where it's okay. I have this amount to play with every month, but I can't get reckless and get outside the pocket of what I really need to be doing and trying to build something, trying to keep up with other people. If your friends might be doing this tonight, if your friends might go on this trip and you might not be able to do it, don't put yourself in a strain. Just tell them, hey man, I got to catch y'all some other time, because the big picture is what you want to be focused on. And you know that's what a lot of financially successful people do. They're very frugal. You know, they're very wise. They make investments and things of that nature, but for the most part, they're very conscious of where every dollar goes. And you have to be that way in order to maintain. Otherwise, you get in over your head, and then you find yourself in debt. You find yourself getting kicked out and evicted and foreclosed on and repossessed. And when it didn't have to be that way, whatever your bracket is, find something within that bracket and sit comfortably in that. I was watching a pawn shop show one time, and the guy was haggling back and forth over price for something that he was trying to deal with the pawn shop guy with. And I think at the end of the day, they were disagreeing behind like $5, literally $5. And I was watching the show, and I'm like, well, why wouldn't the pawn broker? Why would he not take this deal behind $5? You know, the guy's trying to get it, he's trying to sell a thing for $5 more than what the pawn guy was willing to pay. And the pawn shop guy made a good point. He said, man, if I let these little fives and twos and fews pass with every customer, in the course of a year, you get to adding those fives up, you would be surprised again how much money that would add up to. So even on a small amount like that we looking at as nothing, he's looking at the totality of it and factoring in what it's going to be at the end of the year if he was to be that lenient. So, you know, we got to think like that, man. And it's not always about hitting the home run. It's about playing small ball sometimes, get a few little base hits and move over and do what you got to do and just build on what you have at your own pace. Hope this helped y'all out, man. It's your big brother K-Rino. If it's anything I forgot, y'all leave it in the comment section. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.